There are a ton of different smart light products out there. Lots of different brands, lots of different types of devices and lights, a lot of really cool stuff out there. And I've tested a lot of them. A lot of them this year and a lot of them just over the years. So I'm gonna link down below products, reviews, and all that good stuff. So these are gonna be kind of a rapid fire situation. I'm gonna kind of go through some of my favorites and things I've used, tell you a little bit about them, and move right on. So let's start with Govee. I've been using a ton of Govee products over the years, and this year is no exception. So let's start off with their rope lights. I love the neon light look. From being a kid and in the bars, adult, of course, right? From being in the bars and neon lights, to be able to have some way to do that on your own at home with a rope light through LEDs is really cool. So Govee's Neon Rope Light 2, I've been testing that. It's gonna be a part of my big Govee roundup, which is coming this soon, before the end of this year, I promise, I'm gonna have it. Really cool light, it's RGB WWIC, so individually controlled segments, you can get all the cool lighting effects, multicolors for one thing, so I really like that. And I've got that paired up on my wall with their glide lights. So these are their like light bars with LED lights in them, the diffuse cover. You can create some different shapes with them, so those are really cool and fun lights to test out too if you're looking for something like that. Govee's floor lights. That was probably the first product I used from Govee. So these are their floor lamps. I've used 3 different versions of it. We've got the original floor lamp, which is white base with kind of a fabric cover on it and a light up top, and that's kind of it. It's a diffused light strip, really cool. You can do lots of light effects with it. But then we came out with the floor lamp 2, and it comes in white and black, and it kind of changes things up a little bit by adding a light in the base of it. So there's actually a light, you can change the colors of the base, separate from what's in the light strip in the vertical part. And all these lamps are designed to fit into a corner or against the wall to kind of diffuse the light across the room for ambient lighting. Then we've got the Floor Lamp Pro. That one adds the light at the base, an extra long light tube, as well as a Bluetooth speaker. So it can be used as a speaker. It has some white noises built into it. And a lot of these devices will work within Govee's Dream View function, which is where you can link all of them together, have a master device, and whatever that one is responding to, the others will work in coordination with that device, like their TV backlights. So I reviewed the TV Backlight T3 Pro this year, and it's really, really cool. So using that system, you attach LED light strips to the back of the TV, it hooks to a control box, which then connects to a camera. And this camera has 3 cameras in it. Instead of previously, most of the lights we use or TV backlight systems only have 1 camera. Govee did the T2, which had 2 cameras, and the new T3 has 3 cameras. So it's got 2 cameras that are looking at the image to try and capture what's happening on the TV, along with an HDR camera to get better color and lighting effects. And all that translates to the LED light strips on the back of the TV and shows what's happening on the TV on the wall. So it kind of makes your TV feel bigger and really immerses you into what you're watching. And with Govee's Dream View system, you can connect other lights like the neon rope light, the floor lights, and a bunch of other products into that system, and they'll all react together to what's happening on the TV or music if you set it to that. So aside from the TV Backlight 3 Pro, I also tested the TV Backlight 3, which uses a single camera, and it is kind of their latest entry-level device, but it is a great device. I've got it on my TV in my basement, and that'll be shown in the roundup in the future. Now, outside of the floor lamps, Govee's got tons of products, but one of them I've been liking, it's kind of a fun little design because it kind of gives you like almost like 8-bit pixels from Nintendo era, are their mini panels. Really cool lights. You can set them together and put cool shapes into them. They'll do some reactions within that. So the Govee mini panels are really fun. Then they have the Hexa panels. So they're hexagon shapes, lots of cool effects in them. They actually stand off the wall a little bit, so you get a light from behind it as well. So it kind of gives you an extra glow on the backside. So there's some neat effects that are a little bit different than the other lights that I've used in the past with a similar function. Then we've got these. These are the table lamps. This is the Table Lamp 2 Pro with sound by JBL. So we've got a JBL tuned speaker right here. We've got really cool lighting effects out of the bottom of it. Tons of lighting effects. It's got a microphone, so it does react to music, and it does some really, really neat lighting effects for that. And then there's also the Table Lamp 2. So it's got a similar clear bottom on it. It does not have the speaker. It's a little smaller, but it still can react to music and has a lot of cool lighting effects and shows some things through diffused light right here. So really, really cool device in that. The Torshare lamp from Govee, really interesting light. It's got 3, kind of like their Prism lights outside, but just bigger. So it's got 3 lenses and 3 lights that are meant to shine up onto a wall to kind of give you some cool lighting effects and kind of paint your walls in color. So that's a really neat thing too. Govee's Skyline. Love that light. It's unique in the way that it's attached and mounted and used. So it's just it's their high-end LED light strip, RGB WWIC. So you get all the individual controls and pure whites within it, but it attaches to a band metal band, and then has some anchor points attached to your wall or your floor and ceiling, so it can shine up against the wall or against the wall behind it or something like that. So really, really cool light. I love that light, the Govee Skyline. Can't forget about the Pendant. One of the lights I waited for after seeing it last year at CES this past January when it was on display there. It's a pendant light, so it hangs down from the ceiling, and it's got 3 different lighting effects in it. It has some really, really cool lighting effects, but it's also just a great light for just getting some good ambient light within the room, so you can just set it to a warm white or produce some cool lighting effects with it. So that's a really, really nice light for that. And then we can move on the outside. Prism lights. So these are Govee's latest permanent lights. So they're lights that you attach to the bottom side of your roof line, and they shine down on your house. And the Prism are unique, is they're the first light of this type with 3 LED lights within them and 3 individual lenses. So not only is it going to give you a wide light across your house, but it can shine different colors through each lens independently and give you some really neat effects on your house. They have the regular lights as well, outdoor permanent lights that you can check those out. They get you save a little bit of money. You're not going to get the same effects, but they're really cool lights. Up lights. So these are lights you're going to replace like your porch light with. And they get a few different models, and their latest one has lights that can shine off the top and the bottom as well as the sides, and it gives it kind of a really unique look on the front porch, a really unique look to it, as well as just giving some light so you can see in the dark. Oh, on top of all these lights, I'm going to mention one more light, and they're a really cool feature that just came out recently, but they've got their curtain lights. So these are the lights that are attached to, or you get one bar across the top and a whole bunch of lights hang down, and there's lights attached into the beads or the strings, light beads in the strings of the lights. So it gives you kind of a curtain. You can a whole bunch of lighting effects, and it gives you these pixelated lights. Govee's been improving on this. So I've got the curtain lights too, and then recently got the Curtain Light Pro installed. And these increase the density of lights and the color, and so images look a lot better. And the cool thing is with those, as well as the Prism, their new sparkle lights, which are their string lights for Christmas trees, they changed the design of them over previous styles that the Govee has done. These new lights are really cool. They blend into the tree better. The previous model that I'd used from them, I like the style of lights, but they're on a white strand, and they didn't look very good in a tree, in my opinion. The new ones have a green strand, and they go to a more traditional style bulb look, however, still LED. And they got really cool lighting effects with them. Lots of great colors, but you can actually even scan your tree and with the app, and it'll look at the different lights and then specify different lighting scenes for your tree. So it gives you some really unique effects. But all of these lights, Govee has partnered up with movies in the past, and recently Zootopia 2. So they got really cool lighting effects for Flash the Sloth, Gary the Snake. We got Nick the Fox. I can't think of Judy the Rabbit. So we got all these different characters in it, and the lights do different things. And like those Curtain Lights 2 Pro, the Curtain Lights Pro, shows scenes from the movie and has different scenes from the characters and different motions in it. So they're really, really cool lights right there. Govee's got a ton of products, and that's just scratching the surface of what Govee offers. But one thing I want to talk about also from Govee are these. So I've got all 3 of their latest projectors right here. These are all their indoor style projectors. So we've got Galaxy projectors, we've got an ocean scene projector, and then we've got, this is more of their kind of pro level projector. And all 3 of these offer lasers for stars and special effects and things like that. The ocean is just going to have more of water type movements in it and colors, and do a better job with those. And the laser within that light projector offers some different effects. I'm going to show a video of all of these in different forms, and these are shining on the side of my shop just so you can see how large of an image these can get and how clear they can be. But these are not made for outdoors. These are indoor projectors. I do have an outdoor, which I'll talk about in just a second. All of these have great effects. You can link to them in the app and have different scenes and different things within that, and control all features within it, as well as mood schedules and all that kind of stuff. So they only come on at different parts of the day whenever you want them on. This one has different color lasers within it, but it also uses these. These are like little pucks. I don't know if you remember back in the day, little red little vision doodads. You put the little card in, you hit the lever, and it switches to scenes. This has those, except it's one scene per disc, and they're super high resolution images with lasers behind them, and they are impressive. It's got a manual focus on the front, so whether it's a large side of a building or your basement or just inside of a room or whatever, you can adjust this to make sure it focuses in that image perfectly crisp. And these are all really, really cool. And I've got full reviews on these coming up real soon. So don't miss that. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you don't miss it. But they also came out with their projector outdoor. And that one is set up to go outside. And the cool thing with it is it's got a bunch of different, so instead of having the individual discs like this, and you have to change them out independently, it's kind of got that switch discs idea from the old little Panavision or whatever the thing it was called. But it's like that, but it switches to different lasers. So when you switch to say a Christmas tree theme, it switches over and has colors that match that theme, but then also actually has lasers of Christmas trees floating around. It's got candy canes and it's got Halloween themes, so it's got bats and skulls and spiders and all that cool stuff. And then just kind of some cool dispersed laser effects for like stars and spots and things like that. Really cool lighting effects, super vivid and very, very saturated colors. That's what's really surprised me is how saturated the colors are, even from a distance. Again, I've got this shining on the side of my shop building to kind of show that off, but it's outdoors. So that's where it's going to stay. That is the Govee lineup of lights. Now, other brands I've tested this year that I've really enjoyed using, Lepro. I've used a few of their lights this year. One is their H1 floor lamp. So it's kind of a cool, really modern, simple looking lamp with kind of a cylinder bottle shape in the middle of it with different lights diffused throughout it. It can react to music and all that good stuff. With a unique app through Lepro, they do some stuff where they're using AI where they don't actually have a bunch of scenes built into the app, but you can tell the app, hey, I'm feeling happy. And then it'll go through and pick a bunch of lighting effects that it thinks matches that mood. And you can really customize them out however you'd like. So that's a really unique lamp. Back here, this is their lamp also. I call this the atom lamp because it kind of looks like an atom. All this is adjustable. You can move these around, change them however you'd like. So it's a really cool lamp right there. You can change it up to different colors and effects that you like with it. It does work with the AI system within Lepro's app, so you still get all those same features with it. Lepro also has some nice outdoor string lights, as I talked about in my outdoor video. If you haven't seen that yet, check that out. That covers a bunch of robot lawnmowers, fire pits, grills, all that kind of stuff. Link for that's down below. But I talked about the string lights in that video, so you can check that out if you're interested in it. So we talked about Lepro. I also have this light back here. This is from a brand called Neewer. So the unique thing about it, it's a floor lamp similar to what Govee's floor lamps are. So it's got the tube with the LED light strip and the diffusion strip. But the base of it's kind of unique where it almost looks like the lamp, the LED light tube is almost floating. So it's got a kind of a cool effect there. And on the bottom of that tube, it actually has another light on it. So it kind of shines down and it illuminates the base. So it's kind of a cool, unique lighting effect there. It's got a remote for it. App works great, and a bunch of different effects, and it can react to music as well. So tons of really cool lights out there. We can't forget about lights in the shop. So I do want to mention that I covered these previously, but these are the Enbrighten Hexa light ceiling lights. So I put these up in my shop to replace the old fluorescent bar lights that were in there. And these are fantastic. They're super bright, easy to install. They're not smart, but I do have them installed and connected to an Amazon smart plug. So I do have voice access to them and access to the app to turn them off and on. But they do also have their own remote with 3 dimming levels to change the brightness of them through the remote. So they've been really handy. So check those out. They're a low cost option to kind of get into that style of lighting if you want. And they offer great lighting and really bright. We also tested Philips Hue this year. So the Philips Hue wall washer. So kind of like when I was talking about the Govee's Torshare lamp, how it's meant to kind of just paint your walls in light. Philips Hue just literally called theirs the wall washer. So it's a smaller lighting fixture, and so made out of metal with a nice diffused plastic on the front, but it's got 3 lights and 3 different lenses within it. And so you can use it and you set it up on a table and it just displays light across the wall and really gives some cool ambient lighting effects. And it also works with their Philips Hue Sync box, 8K box system that they have that connects directly to the TV. So instead of using a camera to reflect what's happening on their TV on lights, Philips is going with HDMI, so it reads the signal directly from your TV and puts that to the lights. So cool effect there. So we're talking about TV lights. Let's also talk about Nanoleaf. So I tested Nanoleaf's latest 4D V-Tube TV backlight. So it's using a singular camera to watch the TV with an LED light strip on the back. Nanoleaf changed up a few things with this year's light strip. Instead of just being the typical, just squared off edges, it's kind of a zigzag shaped. And they did this to make it easier to make it around the corners of your TV without any dead spots. And it works really well. The lighting effects are really cool. So link for that's down below. We tested that out earlier this year, so you can check that out. Also, don't forget, I did cover these also in the outdoor video, but they've got some really nice permanent outdoor lights that mount to the underside of your house's roof line with some cool cord covers that really clean up the look of the install a lot. Plus their string lights, I love the kind of crystal style that they use to cover the bulbs. Looks really, really nice and gives some really nice lighting effects across that. So make sure you check those out from Nanoleaf. And that's it for the lighting side of things. Now, kind of, sort of. These have lights in them also, but that's not the primary function of them, as they're smart ceiling fans. So I tested this from earlier this year. This is from Lumary. This is one of their ceiling fans that has got some really neat features to it that are different from most other smart ceiling fans that I've used, as it's got the blade, they call it bladeless, and it's not necessarily bladeless, but the blades are encased or surrounded by the light fixture, which has LED lights in it. So it's got two bands of LEDs in it, RGB. You can change all the colors. You get whites out of it too, so you can different temperatures of whites. And it does have a remote control where you can turn on just the standard light, turn on the RGB lights, and change the colors and temperature and brightness of all those, as well as your fan, and change the direction that it spins. So winter, summer. But it also has a night light at the top, which is just kind of a warm LED light and a separate fixture at the top of the light to give your room a little bit of light when you just need to see what's going on and not be blinded by the rest of the lights. Really cool light there. And then Dreo is another light, a smart fan that I haven't got to test. I haven't reviewed yet, but I've been testing it for quite a while. If it's something you're interested in checking out, let me know. I'll definitely post a review for that. But it's more of a traditional style smart or ceiling fan. It is smart, so it connects all the different like Alexa and Google and all that good stuff. But it's a large ceiling fan. I've got it over my dining room table, and it's got an RGB LED light strip inside of it that you can change all the colors from. Has some different lighting effects, and it's also got a downlight LED, which is going to be your whites, and it's going to give you different color temperatures. So you can do a really cool white light, or you can do a warmer light there for more relaxing times in the evening. So really nice light there. Has a remote that you can change all the features on it and change the direction of the fan. So great light and ceiling fan combos with those. There you have it. That's it. Those are all the smart lights I've been using for 2025. Now, some of these I've only had for a few months, and some of these I've had for years, but they've all been ones that I've continued to use and have stuck around because of the great features they offer. The product is really helpful, or maybe I just really like the form factor and the options you can do with it. Regardless of what you're looking for, there's a brand out there and there's a product out there that is going to work for you. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them down below. Be glad to help you out the best I can. Tons of products out there. So if there's something you're curious and you haven't seen or I haven't done on the channel yet, let me know. I'll see if I can get a hold of it and test it out for you guys. Either way, I look forward to seeing the next one. Please hit that subscribe button, hit that like and the bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. All of it really helps out the channel, and look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks.